Many longtime listeners know that our podcast platform was initially focused on interviews about the many spiritual paths that Myanmar offers meditators and monastics. But when the coup hit, we couldn't in good conscience continue to tell those stories, with many monastic sites on fire or occupied by soldiers, and the Burmese people living under the military's reign of terror. So we expanded our mission to cover a wider range of post-coup Myanmar stories. Still, some guests have a unique insight into both the intersection of the spiritual with the worldly, allowing a deeper understanding of both planes. Today's guest squarely fits in that category, as you will soon hear. Let's get to that interview now. All right, for this episode of Insight Myanmar podcast, I'm really excited that we're able to have a discussion with a Burmese Buddhist monk who has long been involved in pushing for a free and democratic society for his country and is continuing his efforts. We're going to hear his background, his life story, how he got involved in this direction, as well as what he is doing now. I will allow you, Bhante, to introduce yourself in your name because, like many at this time, you have several names depending on the role you're playing and what you're doing. So can you please introduce yourself, give your names, and share a bit about your background? If you can talk about where you come from, when you ordained as a Buddhist monk, and your practice, so we could learn a little bit more about you personally before we get into what's going on now.
Okay, thank you. My name is Ashen Asaria. My writer name, pen name is Minnthonya Buddha Tagaru. Some my friend foreigner call me Ken Zero. Also, when I'm 1988, at the time was closed by military region. A lot of school was closed by military region. So at the time I arrived to in a monastic education. I study Buddhist teaching very long time. Also, my teacher read a lot of books. My teacher also want me to read a lot of books. Also, that I study and I read a lot of books. I'm luckily to meet my teacher in the monastery. Also, a lot of monks having chance to read and to study in another. But I save in only the learning Buddha teaching. But I'm luckily to study in another religions or another about country, other country. So when I learn more and more, I know more and more about our country situation deeply. When I was childhood, I didn't know about our country real situation. So when I know about our country real situation, I want to change my country and then to get a freedom for our country. So when I was 15 and in my childhood, I want to be a writer because my teacher, my monastery teacher, writing one article and on a paper. I saw that I'm reading in that book, and also that I want to be like my teacher. So when I want to be the writer, I had to read a lot of book, so I can read a lot of book. When I when 1998, I have a chance to attain a State Sasana University in Yangon. That time, I found the best friend group of literature, reading group. So I organized to a lot of months and explain about our country situation, and I organized one by one. So I can organize in 11 months. We started that the best friend group of literature, and then later I can organize more and more. But a lot of monks don't interested about the political situation because they are very afraid to leave from that university. In their mind, to get the 1 degree, 4 degree, or similar like that. They want to get BA degree, MA degree, PhD degree, or the master, 1 the master degree, 2 the master degree, similar like that. In our country, if the monk get a lot of degree, a lot of people follow that monk. Oh, our monk is very educated. They think a lot of degree get, they think in their mind, more degree. This is an educated person, they think. That our country, government education, human education also in our monk education is very bad, not good. Only the by heart, not critical thinking. In our mind, cannot have a chance to ask the question to our teacher. The teacher never allowed to ask the question. Only the writing, we copy to copy. We cannot ask again to what we want to know. Only the by heart education. Also, they don't allow to know about their political situation. If I write the political poem, that military region know who I'm writing about the political article or poem or so they can sense to they arrest me. Yeah, so a lot of men don't want to write. They don't want to write a poem or article about that political situation. So in their mind, they never left from that university. So I'm trying to get a lot of political book. I find a lot of political paper. I went to the office also, but a university never allowed to go to the NLD office or never allowed to study about the political situation. But I went there very secretly. 1990, Aung San Suu Kyi went to our hometown, Yangon City, Yangon Division. But she cannot go to our hometown on our way in the last city, blocked by military region. Military region never allowed to go on. Me, I'm, and my friends, Sensorberger and Agadama, 3 person trying to meet with Aung San Suu Kyi. We're going to Mahas plate. We arrived in a near plate. When I arrived in that's a plate, military, region groups and police or they are blood. We asked them, I went I want to meet Aung San Suu Kyi. If you allow to meet Aung San Suu Kyi, but they never allow. They talk to me, okay, please cover your university, please cover your place. But I don't want to cover. I want to meet. Also that you can follow with me. I want to ask and Aung San Suu Kyi what he needs. So never allowed to meet Aung San Suu Kyi. That's a near place. And then later we went back to our university. Also that they report to the university officer and the professor also. They have a meeting. When we are going to meet, we are going to try to meet Aung San Suu Kyi. So and then later they close our reading group, the best friend group for literature. They never allow to open our group. And then later, I left from the university and I moved to in Mandalay because I attained this monastery, New Masoyi Monastery, and over 3,000 men live in that monastery. I'm only the two men in that monastery. And then later, I'm trying to attain a Buddhist university. I meet a professor and explain about what I happened in State University in Yangon. So that's a professor allow me to attain that university. That university is a private university. State Sasana University and government university controlled by military region. In Mandalay, Buddhist University, private university. So I'm trying to study the university. Also, I'm trying to start a library again. I organize a lot of people and a lot of monk. When we collect a lot of book, we start a reading group, and then later we started the library and pre-education center. We open a computer class, English, French, and Japanese language school. Who can speak English very well? Who can teach English very well? I'm trying to find the teacher. Okay, please teach in our class. Also, some teacher to open our library, also the free education center. Our group is bigger and bigger. We are showing that in library and free education center. Underground way is we do political way, very secretly. If they know what I'm doing a political way, they sounds to me, Jay, I can rest, I cannot do more. I'm very secretly to join an 88 student, also the who are in trying to get a freedom. I'm in contact with a monk and also the political person, also I'm fine. That military region, secret service, always follow me, ask them again and again. I talk to them, okay, I don't do about the political way. I'm due in free education center, but I'm due in a secret way, and that's a political way. So I used a lot of penning. I'm writing about the political way, and we published automatic journal also. I used another penning and Bidu Setamam and Setamam. So that's the penning I used there. And that political way. I also wrote a lot of poems, a lot of articles. So a lot of men follow our ways. In 2006, yeah, I met an Ugambita. One of my friends, Ulin and Ugambidas are very friendly. Ulin talked to me, okay, I have a prince, the man who is very interested about the political way. His name Ugambida. Okay, I want to meet. And I went to Yangon because Ugambida is struggling underground and doing the political way in Yangon. I went to Yangon and I met him very secretly how to do revolution. We connect each other and by email or phone or similar like that. So we can do more and more. 2007, yeah, early 2007, and I went to India also. One of my friends, Upinya Wonder, he invited to India. So I met with him and I discussed about the political way and how to try to do a revolution in our country. When I went back to the Burma, the 2007 and September, maybe I think that is September 2 or 3, yeah, that day, yeah. Ugambida came to in Mandalay. We discussed how to do, or we sharing a lot of paper to the other people, and we stick everywhere. A lot of monks are read what we are and writing a statement, and that paper political statement. We are and talking to the man. We have the duty to change, to get a freedom for our country. Now our country people who are in Buan day by day. Before 1962, our country richer than Thailand and Singapore. Now very poor. Why? We explain about it. That a lot of men didn't know about it. That real situation. They did in their mind. Now our country people are very poor. Oh, their best life is they do very bad thing. Nowadays, in present time, is a very bad situation there in the safari. If the people want to be a good person, richer person, they donate to the man. They donate to Buddhist statue or image, or they had to offer a lot. Next life, they will be in a very rich, or they will arrive in a spiritual, like an angel also, yeah. We explain this is not our Buddhist way. This now it's in present times a very bad. Why? Because that's a military region. Military region. Under the military region, our people don't have a chance to be the richest person also, yeah. They never allow. Who they associate with the military region, they have a chance a lot of way to be the richest person also, yeah. So I explain to other people and explain to a lot of monks. So a lot of monks also they follow our way and demonstrate. And Bakoku, over 500 monks demonstrate on the street. Only the reciting Metta Sutta, that the military region trying to beat and torture 3 months, arrived in a hospital, injured. So we wrote statement. Also, that's a statement I write in mindset because we have the meeting Ugambida, meet Ukimena, Ultra, another man also we have a meeting how to do. Okay, we had to boycott to the military region. We have a rule and Patta Nekku Sanna. Patta Nekku Sanna means and we never accept and what we offering from the military region to our monk. We never accept. We never associate with the military region. We have that called Patta Nekku Sanna. We call it Burmese is the big mouth. So we are in doing that's a way. But we have a chant to that in the military region. And in Bakoku, in the September 5 in 2007. But we have to give a chant. Okay, military region had to apologize to the man. If they don't apologize, we have to do in a boycott. We have to do it in a Patta Nekku Sanna, reciting. That military region never follow our way. We give it in the date, 18 day. They never follow our way. So we are in starting in 18 day. Firstly, we given a chance in 11 day. And then later, Ugambita taught to me, okay, we have a date more. And then later we have been given in also the more in 18 is last date. Also, I wrote that statement, and then we share a lot of paper. We stick in everywhere. We share everywhere. And then later I moved to in Yangon because I have a lot of friends in Yangon. And I have a lot of paper, political statement, what we are in doing, what we do, the boycott, what we do and demonstrate to that military region. So everywhere, every monastery, we share to a lot of paper, political paper. So a lot of mankers and follow our way. So we start on 80 September, 80, 90, 20, or simulated. A lot of monks, every city, every village, demonstrate to the military region. Follow a lot of people. At the time, Christian, Islam, or Hindu, or other religions, or associate with our demonstration. They offer and they follow our way. We are united at the time. We can do more and more. So 26, they beat and torture and they shoot and man. Some men are dying and some people are dying, some students dying, and they caught a lot of men, over 1,000 men. They sent to jail and they follow me and to catch. I move in a mood and another village and I went to Mandalay or Yangon or very secretly I'm doing political way also. They follow me, but they don't know and who I'm in because they have a photo and they have been record my photo, but they know only the my pen name Minnthonya or Ken Zero or and one of my friend and arrest one of my friends. So they beat and torture. They ask about me, where I'm in, who I'm in, or similar that, yeah. And then later also they arrest, they can arrest to and Ugambita also. But 2008, May 2, Nugget Bidins in our area, our hometown in Konyangon City or Ayawari Yangon Division, also the Ayawari Division, also a lot of village arrest over and 2 lakh, over 2 lakh and then passed away. And that's Nagibitian. I have a lot food or medicine or I give to a lot of people. I can connect with my friend who are in living in foreign another country or also the Taiwan people also. A lot of people who they want to donate to that Nagibitian area. I have a lot. I do in political way also the underground way. I conduct a generation wage group who are in trying to do about the political way and they share a lot of paper we are in doing together. In 2008, October 9. So maybe I think that at the time 8% from that generation weight, they arrest, they caught them. At the time, they know and where I'm in, who I'm in, and they follow and then follow. So I'm not safe in Yangon. I'm not safe in Burma. So I went to my family and very secretly I asked to my mother and also my brother also I met him. Okay, now they follow me to coach. If they didn't coach me, they can coach to my brother or my family also. They can face it or not. If they cannot face it, I will face it. That's a problem because this is my problem, not my family. And time my family talk to me. Okay, it doesn't matter. We can face it. You had to free. You moved another country. You know about the political way. You can do more than our family. Okay, it doesn't matter. We can face it. I decided to move to Metta Sutta area, Metta Sutta, Thailand. I arrived October 21st, October 2008. I arrived in Metta Sutta, yeah? So that I can do, and I started library again, and a free education center, Thai language, English language. Also that I teach, and photo teaching also, and a lot of Patri. I teach them. I preach the Dhamma talk also. Also that I do in a political way also. I organize to a lot of monks and a lot of people. I invite to come and mess out and I teach them and then leadership, human rights or political class also who can teach them. I organize them. I lived in 8 years in Mesa. And then later I went back to the Burma. I set up new monastery in Cayenne State and in Pan City, Pan Township. Also, I'm set up in the mud in peace. I organized a lot of monks who live in Mandalay or Yangon or Cayenne or and everywhere I organize to come to my monastery. I settle that the Martin beast in my monastery. I discussion. I happen to meet him and my Yangon Shinyawa monastery also. we have a meeting also in Pien Ulen. We call it Meimyu in Pien Ulen, Mandalay, and the Basin. We have a meeting, and also the Dutch monastery. We can do 3 times in Brown. We have a meeting in a Zoom meeting. Also, how to try prepare, and that's a constitution, 2008 constitution. We are always discuss about it, how to try to get a freedom for our country. As you know, 2021, and that's a military region. And how can I say, they taken the power. So at the time they coach to my friend early morning, Udobida Alingacher, Udisnia Minnthonya, and later also the Nyawri Minyi Siaro, my teacher, and then Chinyawa Siaro arrest. Also I hear about it. A lot of people make it for me. Okay, please move. You shouldn't live in your monastery. They will coach you also. I moved to in Nyawri, near that in the mess out. But that Mavada monk and the military regime follow me, where I'm in. They follow me, but they didn't find me where I'm in. I'm living very secretly, and I'm living in 1 week in Nyawari. Also, I taught from media, RFA, how to do, also that in a political way I taught to a lot of people. And then later I decided to move in KNU, Dhamma 7. I went there. I live in a 9 month. That's area. Also, I can organize to the lot of monk, and we have a pound in Saffron Revolution Sangha Nawat. We can talk to a lot of people from the media, RFA, VOA, TVB, or Kids New, or Mizima, or simulated. We can talk every week, every day, and talk and talk to the people, and never give it our way. We had to try to get a freedom. So until now, I'm in a writing and talking from the media, and the media also that we support to that and who they need and money or simulated to insight what they are and trying to get a freedom, and that's in a struggling. Yeah, this is just my way is doing.
Thank you very much for taking the time to tell your life story. And that's quite enthralling and fascinating where you got to where you are now. I have some questions about your journey and how what you've done over these years. The first question, I just want to start out. In the beginning of your story, you referenced how at some point in your young life, you learned what really was happening in Myanmar. That was the words you used. You learned the real story, the reality of what was taking place. So I'd like to ask you, what reality did you learn? What was the information that you learned about the reality of your country that you did not know before? And what did you believe before you learned that? So what were you understanding about the country and where you were living before you learned that reality?
Mm-hmm. So I learned, and then firstly I learned in government education. Yeah, I study primary school in the middle school in the sixth standard MT, 1988. And I study only the by heart education. We don't know about it. That in our country real situation. And then later, in 1988, we call 4-8. And we call the Burmese called Shililong Democracy 4-8 Democracy Movement. Was closed by the military in the region. I arrived also the monastic education. Monastic education also the I had didn't know about the political situation, real situation. Also the that in our Buddha teaching, yeah. So now real Buddha teaching, also the from in the Sri Lanka or also the and copy. So only the dark and past life and next life, and not and that in the present light. I study in the Buddha teaching. Buddha teaching is very important in the present time, present life. It teach a lot how to live, to be the and value person, how to try to and to get the freedom from. Also our Buddha's way is in a democracy way. I study in and who rule and that's a country we call a king rules. King rule is a 10 year. So I study that's in that's king rule is in and democracy rule. That's a people and how can I say how to translate and people power, yeah. People don't want to the that's king and that's king follow the that's a and people way, yeah. So I study and Buddha teaching also, and I study and I have a chance to learn from because of my teacher always listening BBC or RFA or DVB or simulated. We also always have a chance to learn from that. That's a new and my teacher and who are in a political person. That a person arrived and to meet my teacher. They discuss. So we hear when I was child also the simulated. That I hear but didn't know real. So I hear and I hear. And then later I moved to in Konyangong City. Also I have a chance to study and also that monastery have a library. We can read and a more book. Also that monk and they show us and Aung San Suu Kyi speak. Aung San Suu Kyi always taught Sunday in their in a house, and a lot of people are listening. So at the time, we are in a listening advised. So we have a chance to learn also the death in a political way in about our country. Yeah. I have a chance. As you know, our country, a lot of monks have been chant. And so their teacher are controlling control to their mind. Only the allow to allow or how can I say only study in the Buddha teaching, not allow other and religions or another country or about the political way or similar that to get a degree, 1 degree or BA or MA or and then PhD or and then we call it the master 1 degree, 2 degree, or similar. They only they learn in Buddha teaching, not allowed to study others. So I have a chance a little more another man also here.
Right. So you're describing a situation not uncommon to the West where one's academic degrees, titles, positions, responsibilities, this becomes more important for an individual than some of the other activities or what one can be doing. This is particularly ironic when you're thinking about a monk who is supposedly giving up ego, but this is also the reality that we have as humans, and this is degrees are an influence. They are important no matter who you are or what vows you've taken. So that's very interesting. I do want to ask, some people make the charge that Buddhism, and especially monasticism, being a monk, shouldn't involve in politics. These are two different things, that the monk should do the religious things and people who care about politics should engage in the world. But the monks shouldn't be the ones that are engaging in politics or human rights or democratic movement or trying to resist a military or a dictator. They should just stick to doing the traditional religious things. What are your thoughts to that kind of suggestion or argument?
Yeah, as you know, our man life is, and we never work. So supported by people. Now we can study in a Buddha teaching or another. If the people don't support to our monk, we cannot learn education. So if we have to know about that in education, in Buddha teaching deeply, so we have to get them, because we are, and also the citizen. The monk also the citizen, yeah. The monk have the duty to get the freedom. If we cannot try to get the freedom, if we are living under the military regime, so we cannot do also the real and the Buddha teaching, or we cannot do real missionary also, yeah. As you know, military regime does find evidence. He allowed to in a gambling in a monastery, and also that they can control who monk, and also for example, if I want to do the freely in the Buddha teaching and the real teaching, so and they are in arriving and they sent to me. As you know, in we call the Movia Kunyana. Also, he talked about it in the Buddha teaching also, and that woman in that military region sent to jail him in very long time, three times, and arrest or simulated. Who make her in freely and critical thinking and real Buddha teachings cannot do it. As you know, in our Buddha teaching is not only there, and I'm doing, how can I say, we call it Lokottara. Doing is two things, Loki and Lokot. Loki is also that we have a duty, and to get the freedom, also the like the America or so the and Euro or similar. Yeah, we have to try it, so we understanding about that. Also, in the Buddha teaching and teach me and deeply, and we have a safari how to train and to get the freedom from in the safari. We have an safari is the greedy or hatred and delusion or simulated. If we have a big greedy and greedy. We have a suffering is more and more. If we control entirely whatever simulated, this is weird and tidily. So very suffering. Also, the like in lover and hatred or delusion or simulated. Whatever we are in it tightly, we have in suffering. Buddha teach us. Also the dark and power. That's a military region in tightly power, but they don't want to keep it. They want to keep it tightly. This is what we call the ubada. Ubada is it's a very suffering. And so we are teach them, okay, to give it to them. So if they don't give her, if they keep in it tightly, so more and more, very, so we teach them. So I say about that and then Loki, and then we call it that in the local tra means is also the insights deeply, peace inside and peace outside. Also, I'm also the teach always how to trying to teach how to do and about the meditation also. I teach them how to meditate also. So I'm do the two way. So and who are in prana and then Japanese lady asked me, he read and from the military region newspaper. Man is not to do political way. Man is only the doing the Buddhism, only the studying Buddhism, only the trying missionary and to sharing to the Buddha religion also. He asked me, now you're in doing about the political way, why you do? I'm answering. I asked the question that Japanese ladies. Now your country, political way is good or not? He answered me, good. Your country is education is good or not? Good. Your education, your country is economy is good or not? Good. Your country is political way is very good. Everything now is very good. If I was born in your country, I do how to try to teach and how to do about the peace inside and peace outside. I do the missionary in your country because of your country is okay, good political situation, good economic rule and law. It's a very okay. Just who rules? Who is a prime minister? That's a prime minister also cannot break their law. So I cannot taught him because he obeyed that and the rules. It's okay. If I was born in Japan, if I was born in America, if I was born in Europe, I cannot open a library. I cannot open a so I don't do about the political way. I do how to try to and who can take him meditation. I can teach them how to take meditation, how to try to control their mind, how to try to be the mindfulness, how to try to be the peaceful mind. Also, that I teach only because, as you know, I was born in Myanmar. That's our country from 1962 to until now. That's funded by military region. Political way is no good. Education not good. Economy is not good. Everything is no good. That's a military region over the law. But they always taught nobody over the law, but they over the law. So I explain about that.
That's very powerful. I mean, you're addressing the sense of privilege and you're talking about how perhaps, especially those that are in countries that are somewhat stable, have the privilege to be able to discuss what they think Buddhist monks should and shouldn't do according to their vows and traditions. And yet, as you say so eloquently and so powerfully, and really tragically, that if you were in a stable country, you would not have to worry about education and healthcare and violence and economy and some of these other things. Of course, you would rather teach meditation and practice meditation and pursue really the central vocation of being a monk, but you don't have that privilege because the society around you is corrupt and broken and devastated. And so you're having to be involved in things that typically you wouldn't. So that's a very powerful answer. And I thank you for that. And I also want to ask about other monks in the Sangha and ways that they're involved in this current moment. It seems like we haven't seen in 2021 through today the level of involvement of Buddhist monks in the democratic movement as we saw in the Saffron Revolution, which you helped to launch along with Ugambira and others. And at the same time, we've seen a rise of some very well-known and revered monks. Obviously, Siddhigu Sayadaw and Thabawa Sayadaw are two that come to mind. There are others as well that have been accused of being of sympathizing with the military and of not supporting the democratic movement of the people. So, what is your thought as to why many monks are not active, and some monks are actually active in the opposite direction, as well as those accusations of the bigger name monks like the Bawa and Siddhigu and others that are being openly accused by the people as really siding with the military on this? What are your thoughts on these different ways that monks are acting at this time?
Yeah, as you know, how can I say, after Saffron Revolution, as you know, in 2000 Saffron Revolution, a lot of monks participate in the revolution. After the Saffron Revolution, that's a military region, very hate threats to our monk. They want to divide to our monk. They want to do, they don't like unity. People in monk also, yeah. At the time, they're trying to use Siddhigu or the power or Usekena or Wiradu or Utiloga or simulator who master and very famous in our country. So, and they organized. Okay. Firstly, and Wu Deng yeah, who is a president from 2010, President Wu Deng met in Usekena. They discussed on the road. Okay, we support you. You can organize to a lot of monk. You had to and found it like in Mabada or simulator. Yeah, he left and how can I say? How can I translate to in English? Yeah, so we call them Mabada. Yeah, and this is an Usekina asked to our friends supplement. Okay, now we agree, and that's a President Wu Deng simulated they support and what we need simulated, and then he organized and my friend who are in participate in Saffron Revolution and arrested. That our my friend never agree. We don't know. You and that's a President they say this cut. We don't know. As you know, that's a military region. Never apologize. our monk. In 1919, also a lot of its movement and boycotts to the Dutch military region. At the time, they arrest a lot of its movement, over 1,000 they arrest. Now in 2007, they beat and torture and shoot, and they arrest a lot of men. They never apologize. We never believe that's a military region. We cannot participate. That Usekina invite all over the country. He has a lot of money from that military region, supported by military region, and his monastery. A lot of men came to his monastery. They discussed, they have a meeting. Okay, now we have a group that's called like a Mabada or simulated. And then later that Mabada grew is bigger and bigger. Also that and we do also. We do hatred, Islam religion. That we do always taught. Also the Didigu also like that. Didigu taught to the hatred to the other religions or simulated. A lot of monks are follow Sirigu, Wiradhu, Stikiner, Odiloga or simulated very famous following. So they hate us to in Islam and they hate us to other religions. Okay, they think in their mind, oh, Islam religion, that's right to our religion. They always talk and they talk and they talk. A lot of manker and a hatred. Military region support to that group. So, and then later, that military region and to that monk. Okay, talk like that. Okay. NRE supposed to Islam religion. NRE supposed to Christian religion. They fake news. They face new. A lot they create. They believe also and it is supposed to other religion. And we had to fight into Aung San Suu Kyi. A lot of manker hatred to Aung San Suu Kyi. A lot of manker hatred to NLD also. They are and supporting to military region. They are supporting to how can I say military region party. We call it Jankanye, yeah? USDP party. That's Mabada a lot of manker and organized to vote to USDP party. So USDP party, yeah? So as you know, that manker and that 2020 past situation, a lot of monks never follow in our and that demonstration to manker and participate because that they can organize before that election.
Thank you for that. So one of the claims that the nationalist Buddhists have made and nationalist Buddhist monks is that they have expressed a fear that the sasana, the Buddhist sasana, is at risk because of especially the Muslims, the non-Buddhists. Of course, there's Christians and Hindus and others in Myanmar, but especially the Muslims, that without state protection and without aggressive laws regarding race and religion, that Buddhism in Myanmar is at threat unless the state and the government really try to protect Buddhism with very strict laws and have promoted a fear of non-Buddhists that are either coming to the country illegally or having many babies, that their fear is that they'll overwhelm the Buddhists that are there. And they really express a fear of living in a multi-ethnic, multi-religious society. So the question I want to ask you is that, do you share any of that fear that the sasana is at risk, that the state, the government, needs to protect Buddhism in order to make sure that it's not overtaken by other religions or other peoples? Or do you feel comfortable living in a society where people from different religious and ethnic backgrounds all can live together and they have the same rights and privileges? Do you fear that that would pose a risk to Buddhism continuing?
Yeah, it's the Bhava Yada, yeah, from saying like that also. Also that a lot of monks saying like that. Nowadays, in that's a military region products and then Buddhism, yeah. In their mind, a lot of monks. And also that's online or that's a military products in Buddhism. But as you know, in they know very long time. They destroying our Buddhism also, yeah. They killing a lot of monks. They censorship a lot. They destroying a lot of monastery until now. As you know, over 100 monastery they destroy. As you know, one of my monastery in Kayin State, also the Dutch military region in Mabadar, take rest. And they are sending to my monk and my people who live in my monastery. Now they closed my monastery also. So similarly, and who monk are not supposed to, and that's a military region way. That's a military region, and kill now over 17 months killing by military region. Yeah. Nowadays situation. Yeah. So as you know, very long time in our country, Buddhism, Islam, Christian, Hinduism, other religions, non-religion also, yeah, live together in our country very long time. They never fight each other. So we know we are citizens. But military region always use and to divide it. Also in KNU is very united because of KN nation. If they want to divide, they support to Buddhist group. Because of in KN, Buddhist religion and Christian religion, military region used a very big power who famous in KN state. We call them Nyanyigu. Nyanyigu they support and Nyanyigu organized, can organize and Buddhist religion groups. At the time to divide, fighting each other. KNU and KN Christian and Buddhism. So at the time KNU and DGBA. Yeah. DGBA is a Buddhist religion group. KNU is a Christian religion group fighting each other. As you know, nowadays DGBA and divided by BGF and DGBA. Also the in KN is very small and small. Yeah. And then later, very big group because they use a religion power simulated. So that is the using by military region. Military region using by their power. I know about that. So I don't worry about the after the military region. If we can try to get it freedom, democracy, we can live together, all religions under the rules. We like in a secular state.
So, another question I have about the way that the revolution, the resistance is proceeding, and your role in it is that you're playing quite an important role in speaking out against the military and for federal democracy. But you're doing that while still being a monk. And sometimes monks decide that in these kind of political situations, they want to disrobe and they want to be a layperson so they have more freedom over their behavior. Of course, there's so much monastic discipline that a Buddhist monk has to follow. So as you've continued your resistance against the military and in support of federal democracy, why have you chosen to continue wearing robes instead of the thought of disrobing?
Yeah, because um, as you know, under a military regime rule, we cannot do missionary. Also, that the Buddha teaching cannot teach to real Buddha teaching. What is the real Buddha teaching? Nowadays, as you know, and some men are talking wrong Buddha teaching, but they're in talking about it. This is a Buddha teaching. That it is not real wrong Buddha teaching because as you know, in our the Buddha not associate with their like how can I say to like anime, yeah. So stupid person, but as you know, a lot of manker and associate with that in military did military did is and our the Buddha not allowed to associate, not allowed to support to the military regime and do him, say him. So nowadays, that's a military regime are in a using building very big pagoda. At the time, a lot of men are going to that statue, that's an Buddha image. This is not real Buddha teaching. The Buddha taught to the people, rely on you, not rely on me. Rely on and Dhamma. Dhamma is how to write it. You practice the Dhamma. So rely on me and rely on you. And at the time we are in trying to get the practice to be the good mind, to be the purified mind, not to do any evil, to do good deeds, to be the purified mind. This is the Buddha teaching. But as you know, under the military regime rule, and a lot of monks are in them never trying to be the purified mind. So if we get an federal democracy or under the and how can I say and rule of law, so we can talk to the freely politician, to the people to practice Dharma themselves. We can teach them via politician. So I'm both. We cannot and doing missionary freely under that military region. Yeah.
Right. You bring up a good point that the real essence of the Buddhist teachings is this understanding of cause and effect combined with doing good deeds, not just at the physical level, but also the mental level. And being able to follow an ethical life and follow the precepts that these behaviors, these physical and mental behaviors, and cultivating them over time to purify them, that is the essence of the Buddhist teachings. And yet in Myanmar, not just today, but going back in previous eras, even hundreds of years ago with kings, there's been an understanding or a belief among some rulers that if they do some kind of bad thing over there, then over here they can build a pagoda. And by building this religious monument, they will hopefully gain so much merit by their support of this pagoda that they won't have to suffer for the bad things that they did. And let's be frank, killing people and other really terrible, awful deeds that are being done. Why do you think that Buddhist leaders in Myanmar, not just today, but in previous eras, why have we seen this kind of attitude, which you and I both believe is a very deep misunderstanding and confusion over the essence of what Buddha taught? Why does this kind of false attitude and false belief, why does it persist? And why do so many Buddhist leaders in Myanmar go ahead and follow this kind of ideology? This is such a fundamentally wrong and incorrect belief about Buddhism that you can commit a lot of bad deeds, but then you just build a pagoda and you're going to be okay.
100 years ago, and also the king using an stupa and a pagoda Buddha image power, but they not follow the real Buddha teaching. But they are only the showing, for showing, and stupa and pagoda also. At the time, a lot of people think in their mind, oh, our king respect to the Buddha. But they don't know also that this is a real teaching or not. They follow. So as you know, in our country, a lot of stupa, a lot of Buddha image everywhere. But they respect only the that in the Buddha image, not trying to practice Buddha Dhamma and Buddha teaching. But the Buddha talking is to practice what I'm in talking, what I'm in preaching, to practice and behavior, to be the good mind, to be the purified mind. But as you know, the king also killing a lot of people who are not obey their power, so at the time decay. They stay a lot for our country and a lot of natural resources. But every king until now who are ruling in the power, the country, they stay, they kill to the people. Their mind is not be purified mind, not trying to practice in their mind. Only the pursuing. Okay, I'm in a Buddhist. I'm in very respect and a Buddha, and I'm in very respect and a Buddha teaching. I'm in very respect Danga, monk. But who monk are in talking? Who monk are in criticize to the that king? So that king doesn't like. They kill also the monk. 100 years ago, 200 years ago, and the king also killing the monk, even though monk. So they never follow the Buddha teaching way. Until now, they doing. So 1962, the Newin military generator Newin also the doing like that. And near the Shirkun Pagoda, he built Mawizia stupa. But they are they showing. Oh, a lot of people are in coming and respect the pagoda. Oh, our leader very respect the Buddha teaching. But only the telling lie to the people. So I don't like, and that's a way. And now telling line to the people. So they're doing like this.
Right. And what would you say is the role of the monks at a time when the leaders are behaving in these very unethical ways and then defending their actions based on their claims of Buddhism. So when senior monks in the country are hearing leaders talk about why they're doing their actions and defending their actions with Buddhist principles and understanding, if their understanding is not correct, what is the role of what the monks should be doing? Do they have a responsibility to try to speak out publicly and correct them, or perhaps to talk to them privately? Or would you say that the monks should not be engaging at all and should just be ignoring what the leaders are doing and just focus on religious activities? But what is the role and the response of the monks at a time when the the Buddhist leaders are behaving incorrectly and using Buddhism in the wrong way?
Mm-hmm. Organism. As you know, Myanmar, okay, for 1919, a lot of monks were in how can I say, we call it Patta Nekku Sanna to the military regime. Patta Nekku Sanna means is not accept and not associate with that military regime. So never accept who that military regime offer, donate, never accept it, never associate. And we call it Patta Nekku Sanna. At the time, military regime caught very famous monk and a lot of monks, over 1,000 monks, and they caught and they sent to jail. So a lot of monks are in very fear when they see, oh, very famous person are jail. When we're doing that in a political way, we are going to jail or similar like that. In 2007, also the Patta Nekku Sanna. At the time, I'm leading that Saffron Revolution. So we are trying to criticize in that military region, never associate with the military region, never accept in that military region. So military region never change their mind, their attitude, and then they never accept what the monker talking and to practice the Buddha teaching. But they kill even though monk and they sent to jail a lot. At the time, a lot of monks are very fear. When we are doing the political way, we are going to jail. But as you know, Buddha teaching is two way. We have Sarita Tila and Varita Tila. Sarita Tila means the to do. Varita Tila mean is not to do. Sarita Tila mean is the, for example, Sarita Tila mean is that we have how can I say, we call it and Tengalawara Sutta, and we have a rule and then to obey, and how can I say, to who are in killing, who are in stealing, who are in telling lie. At the time, the monk are in talking, not to do like that. You shouldn't do. You shouldn't do like that. So monk is talking to the who are in a commit. If the monk never taught to their kin or never taught to the people who are in and commanding or who are in killing, so at the time that man is never has in Sarida Dila. Sarida Dila means the to practice to be the good mind. Who mentor in a good mind and also the leading to okay. Also you had to trying to be the good mind. Trying so This is okay, we call it Sarita Dila. And Warita Dila mean is obey, not to do killing or simulated. We happen in two ways. But nowadays, a lot of monks don't practice the Sarita Dila. So they are only the showing Warita Dila and never taught to the about the Sarita Dila. Sarita Dila means the practice to be the good mind and to be the behavior, good behavior, to be the good speaking or simulator. Yeah. So nowadays a lot of monks very fear to do the political way. If they do political way, they are going to jail. So at the time, some monks are telling to the people, Dhamma is not to do political way. If real man never do like this or simulate that, this is a very telling line because our Buddha also doing a political way. Because in Buddha time, and we call it Rohini River, they are fighting each other. So the Buddha are going to their place. Okay, not to fight each other. So that river and the water in your blood is who? The blood is more than value, more than to the water. So not to fight or simulate it. And the Buddha are going to the place and do be the beast. So doing like that. There's a lot of story in Buddha time doing about the do be the good political way. We call it Minnthonya Seva, King Rule, 10 rules. So do not who the people are showing their mind, showing their how can I say, we call it Avirodhanat. Avirodhanat means is the who are ruling the country. The people don't like showing their how can I say, so that can follow the people way. Yes. So the Buddha is telling a lot to be the good political way. But nowadays a lot of monks are very afraid to talk the political way. Yes.
Mm. So you're really talking about those monks that are already supporting the democracy movement or against the military in some way. But there are also monks in Myanmar that are very happy to support the military, that are happy to bless them and speak in favor of them and to speak about the danger of Buddhism in Myanmar from Islam or from the West or from other kinds of things, dangers in the world. And that are very happy to support the military and receive their donations and their titles. And I think for Buddhists around the world, this is very confusing and very sad and disappointing because many people around the world have a sense that Buddhism is a very peaceful religion. It's about inner peace and cultivating mindfulness. And of course, meditation. Many of the great meditation lineages, even for people who don't know in other countries, many of them come from Burma. They're meditation masters, Ledi Sayadaw and Mahasi Sayadaw and Mogok Sayadaw and Sun Lun and all of these great names that really develop these meditation techniques. And so I wonder if you can address our international audience that is confused about why there are some, certainly not all like yourself, but there are some Burmese Buddhist monks, and they are promoting a philosophy which seems to go against Buddhism, and it seems to promote hatred and not promote peace and promote violence instead of promoting understanding. So, how can you explain why some of these monks are speaking and acting the way they are for those international listeners who have been confused watching what's been going on.
Yeah, our country has a lot of meditation center that and there in teaching how to trying to be the inner beast and beast inside the beast outside. Yeah. So they teach. Some meditation center are trying to teach in we call samatha, vipassana, and bhavana vipassana. And Buddha real teaching is how can I say bhavana vipassana? Yeah. So that's a bhavana vipassana mean is to be the focus and wisdom. And then samatha vipassana is to concentrate. Some people are in meditation center. They concentrate their mind. When they left from their center, but they don't know how to control their mind. Because when their meditation center, they can focus, they can control only the center. But I don't like that's a way. But the Buddha ways me is the wisdom me, and past is the wisdom. How to check in their mind. If we understanding about our mind and our body or what happening or real, so that wisdom control the mind. That's a wisdom in checking at the mind everywhere, in meditation center or another place or whenever can check their mind. The Buddha teach is that wisdom is very important. If we can have an checking and our mind, so at a time we can be mindfulness. So at a time we can concentrate our mind, we can check our mind. So at a time we can peace inside, we can peace outside. Peace inside, peace outside. It's a very important way. So our country has a lot of meditation center. They confuse until now. They agree. Oh, my meditation center is good. So another meditation center is talking. Oh, my meditation center is good. My meditation center is good. Your meditation center is wrong. So similar like that. And then there and then arguing. So I don't like that way. And so I dim. Okay, now we can check. You are in our mind. Okay, also the now my mindfulness. Also that you can also the peaceful mind. Also the now you can peaceful mind or similar like that. If the meditation center and if the monk can teach really peaceful way, and also the Buddha is teaching the people real way. Also that's the people also the teach to their friend or their family or similar like that. Nowadays, as you know, in our country, there only the monk and talking to the people. This is not the Buddha way. The Buddha way is also the monk, also who practice real Buddha teaching, and their mind is peaceful, and then later to teach to the people. Also, the people also teach to their family or their student or their friend or similar like that. At the time, a peaceful way is more and more. But nowadays, as you know, only the meditation center, only that's their monastery. But that monastery also now be peaceful. I mean, checking a lot of monastery and a lot of meditation center. Yeah. Some meditation center are in only the showing, for show. Yeah. So not real practice. Because if they do and showing the meditation center. Oh, a lot of people are in thinking, oh, this is the Buddha way. At the time, they support a lot of money. They have a lot of car or luxury, very expensive monastery, or so their mind, the mind. Okay, we show and then we open a meditation center. A lot of people can donate. So that's the way it's not good. The Buddha way is only there to be there, checking mind and to have a wisdom and more and to be concentrate their mind to be mindfulness. So this is the Buddha way. I think that nowadays for showing is a lot. Real center is very pure. Real monastery is the very pure, I think.
Thank you for that answer. That's a very honest look into your evaluation of the difference between the real substance and the way that substance is portrayed, the more superficial reality of that. And that's a very honest answer in your understanding of that. I also wonder, there's to go on and expand on the last question I asked. It's really tragic when you look at Myanmar that you're looking at a country that has produced some of the great world wisdom of our lifetime in terms of these meditation techniques and the inner realization that meditation can provide, and some of the great figures in Burmese history who have learned and practiced and taught these meditation. And to go again to the West, that so much of what's happening now with our understanding of mind body relationships and the mindfulness movement and intensive meditation, whether one is practicing something in the Goenka lineage or Mahasi, those are the two really big ones that have been exported to non-Burmese, that these are profound ways to transform your life and become a more ethical person, a better person, to come out of your negativities and your defilements, and to share this with metta, this sense of love and peace and goodwill to all beings, and really create this profound, harmonious environment. So much of this comes from Myanmar. These teachings come from Myanmar. And yet today, and going back decades, it's been some of the worst violence and corruption and hatred and conflict that we've seen anywhere in the world. And so I think a question that many people have is, how can a country that has produced such wisdom and figures that are so enlightened and so generous in how they've taught these techniques and this practice, where so much of this originates, how can this peace that these figures have learned and taught not be able to expand to the country itself? The country itself does not have peace. It's the origin of these techniques of inner peace that so many around the world are benefiting from. And yet, even though these techniques exist in those countries, and these meditation centers and these teachers exist in the country itself does not know any peace. It does not know any harmonious and free and fair and safe society. So why do you think it is that this contradiction exists, that you have people practicing and teaching these methods that lead to inner peace, and yet there's no outer peace in Myanmar?
Former teacher and the founder of Mahasi. Yeah, Mahasi Sayadaw is a real practice and a Buddha teaching. Also, he is and a good leader. Also, Mogul Sayadaw also, yeah. The founder of the Mogul Sayadaw, the founder of Mahasi Sayadaw, the founder of and Sengu Sayadaw. In our country is very famous. A lot of leader, a lot of monk. So they practice real practice. They change their mind also that they have a good attitude, and they also the beat inside and be outside. They can teach them. And then later, and they teach. Some men get real private Buddha teaching, so they learn from their teacher. But and then later, as you know, our country is not good real system, and that system is very bad. Our country rule system is very bad. At the time, and that military region, that's right, and also the Buddha teaching, also they support who meant are in very bad. Also the support then who meant her in very happily to get the luxury car or luxury and beach monastery or simulated. At a time, a lot of monks follow and to get money or to get a lot of luxury or simulated, but they never practice their mind. So, so they cannot show to there and real practice in a Buddha teaching way. If we can do, if we can practice to be the good mind and to be the inner peace or to be the peace inside, we can try teaching to another people to be the peace inside, peace outside. Because a lot of people are in think in their mind to get the iPhone, they can think, oh, I'm in a very happily. But it's a very wrong way. If they have an update and last modern iPhone, iPad, but another modern they want to get. So their mind is and they didn't because of they follow they didn't and outside peace outside they think outside in a real happiness, but outside is not real happiness. They want and want because at the time in greedy, hatred and hatred, angrily, and fighting each other because of they follow in the outside. They never check in their mind what happening in my mind. My mind is good or not. They never check it. My mind is greedy or not. They never check it. My mind is hatred or not. They never check it. My mind is wisdom or not. My mind is to concentrate or not. They never check it. The mind is always follow and outside. So at the time they are trying to get more and more. If they get something, but at the time they in their mind is to be happy. And then later another modern iPhone or another iPad or another phone or they want because never happily because it is not real happily. Real happiness is inside, only the inside. If we can chat in the right way, if we can chat in a wisdom, our mind is to at the time we can know it. So if we can do so, I'm always meditate every day. I'm always check my mind. So at the time I know, oh, this is my mind is, and I'm in thinking is good. I'm in thinking is not good. I know. If I cannot take a meditation, I don't know about the mind. My mind is already flying everywhere. So if I can check every day, my mind is knowing more and more. My mind, I can control more and more. I can chat and more. At a time, I can be peaceful. I never follow, and that's a luxury or, and I never want to get more or so. If I want and more, if I'm in greedy, if I'm in a hatred, so at a time, I my mind is never can be peaceful. I always practice also the metta, loving kindness. Also, I always sent to and everybody May you be happily, and may you be healthy or similar. I sent loving kindness to any person, any animal. Also, who are in a living in water, I sense loving kindness. Who are in a living in every country, I sense loving kindness, and also there. I'm in trying to be in my mind is in people and to happen in loving kindness also in a sense tend to other people. At the time, my mind is in a peaceful ways. Very when I'm in a living day, I'm in a real happiness in my mind. So if we are in a and practiced meditation every day, every time, we can share into everywhere, every time. Share to share. Also that you can practice that meditation and also that you can be real happiness at a time. Also that you want another people to be the peaceful mind, to share. Who people are in a hatred, he does find so outside. Who are in angrily, he want to the fighting. If we not greedy, if we not hatred, if we not angrily, we want very happily and another person also they want to happily. We want to sharing is very important. Is the mind is very important. The mind can control everything, doing or speaking or simulated. The mind is very powerful. Yeah.
Right, certainly it is. And may I know what your meditation practice is? What lineage of practice of meditation have you learned?
Ah, yeah. So as you know, in Nyawari Minji Siaro, now in 9 months ago, yeah, he is a passed away. He is my teacher. He learned from in a Masi or he learned from Mughal or he learned from in a Ruya Buddha teaching also. When I live in Mandalay, I learned from in Nyawari Minji Siaro. Also, that I learned from Part Out Meditation Center. When I'm in 1999, I went to Part Out Meditation Center. Also, I learned from in a Part Out Meditation Center. I learned from in a Nyawari Minji Siaro. But I read also the Mahasi Siaro and I read Mogul Siaro. I'm in a listening also that in a Mahasi Siaro and a Mogul Siaro who are in a meditation teacher. Yeah, I'm in a learning. I'm in a listening. I'm in a reading. A lot of in a teacher. Also that in a Buddha teaching. Also and then later I write it.
Mhm. And at the moment, this is a really tense time in Myanmar, life or death stakes, looking at trying to reverse a military coup and a really brutal military and trying to set up a democratic governance. These are really, really difficult and stressful times. And you're involved in the center of it. You're doing a lot of work and a lot of activism, and sometimes in situations that are unsafe and taking a lot of criticism. So, can you tell me, how does your meditation practice help you and come to support in the kind of work that you're doing? Can you give any examples of how meditation and your meditation experience and practice has come to support the kind of work that you're doing now?
Mm. Yeah, meditation is support me. Yeah, because I know how I'm in a private meditation. So in my mind, I know whenever we call it we had something come up, as you know, and we learn. We had to learn about the karma also. Yeah, the karma me is in action. So as you know, cloth, the cloth support and there. how can I say, battery. Battery doesn't work, and that cloth doesn't work. Also, we have an karma, or we have an support what we eat or what we drink. Also, we support from karma, support from anima, and eating or drinking, or support from mind and support in weather. So this is not me, because of our mind is a thing. Oh, this is me, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. At the time, and ego is very big. At the time, greedy is big. That meditation is do no real about the situation, about the nature. That Dhamma is in a natural way. So if karma supporting me, I can die. Every second, I can die. Who gave or not, who gave me or not, I can die. Next second, my karma not support me, I can die. Bitch. I already checked my mind. Okay, next second, I live or not. I don't know. When I live, so I'm in doing to pass away for the people, for me, not to greedy, not to angrily. Because of not second is not my second. Not second I live or not, I don't know. I already checked my mind. At the time I'm not greedy. We think everybody intends in their mind, okay, I will live tomorrow, I will live next week, I will live next year, I will live 10 years later, I will live in 20 years or simulated. So at the time they forgot. Oh, I'm live. So ego is bigger and bigger. I only check my mind. So when we're in an everyday chat, so our Buddha teach, the core is Marana Nosati Bhavana. Marana Nosati Bhavana me is the every second pass away, every second will die. Every second, and what happening? Now is an emotion, next second is not action. But good doing and not doing. So changing every time changing. The mind is an every time changing. The body is every time changing. Changing and changing and changing and changing. Old and old and old. So, but everybody don't want to know about the and don't want to think in their mind the best way, don't want to think in their mind so real the body is what happening, real mind is what happening. So they never check their mind, their bodies, because they always forgot it. So at the time the mind is controlling and that person. But we have to try controlling the mind. But if we not controlling their mind, if we not checking the real mind, the mind control that body. So at the time, the mind is asking, okay, you drink alcohol, you drink, you do killing, you do stealing, you trying to get a lot or simulated. The mind is asking and asking to do everything. So at the time, their mind is not and can be at a peaceful way. If we know about the real mind, so not to be greedy. So that is not. If I'm in thinking about the meditation, that's meditation support me never afraid of. So I'm in doing the 1980, 1918 until now. I'm doing and I sacrifice, I offer my body or my mind or to be the good Dhamma and for our country. Okay, whoever kill me or not, I will die. If I'm empty alive, I do for my country, I do for the Buddhism, I do for sharing the Buddhism, I sharing to in a peaceful way, similarly.
Yeah. I want to ask you a difficult question now. And this question is about the future of Burmese Buddhism. I think whichever way this conflict plays out and however it results, I think that the way that we see Burmese Buddhism going forward, it's going to be different than it happened in the past because this conflict has just ripped apart Burmese society. And I know that there are these traditional religious values and beliefs that are very ingrained and that people believe very deeply. At the same time, we have a younger generation that does not look at Buddhism or the Sangha in the same way as previous generations. They look at the way that the military has perverted Buddhist beliefs and in how they're able to commit these terrible acts, and then they build pagodas or Buddha statues, or they're superstitious, or they play with numbers, or different kinds of black magic, or beliefs in supernatural ideas that are completely outside the Buddhist teachings. And then some of these young people as well in the resistance, they look at the monks, and you're a beautiful, great example of how you're using your Dhamma and using your practice to be able to support the health of your country. But many monks are not. Many monks have benefited for years of the people learning from them and giving them donations and giving them support and service. And many of those bigger name monks, they're silent now. Some of them even openly support the military. And so, however this shapes out, we don't know where the conflict is going to lead. But whatever happens politically and whatever happens in the world, I personally have a hard time believing that Burmese Buddhism and the practice of the traditional religious society that we've seen, that it's not going to be changed in some way. It's not going to be affected or impacted in some way by how serious these conflicts are now. I don't know how it will be impacted. I think there's a number of possibilities that we could see a shift happening, but I'm watching to see how this is going to play out. I'm myself not sure. So I want to ask you, what do you see as the future of Burmese Buddhism? Do you see that there's really no change is going to happen in the way things have always been in our lifetimes through the generations, that that's going to continue? Or do you think that there's going to be a significant change in the lay monastic relations and the practice of meditation and the Buddhist beliefs in society based on the nature of this conflict now? So what do you see as the future of Burmese Buddhism?
So if we change our political way, if we got an federal democracy, I think everything will change. Also, the Buddha teaching or that and generation will change. Nowadays, a lot of generation never follow in traditional way. Yeah. Also, the some generation and taught to me, okay, we never follow that monk in a telling line. We don't know before time, yeah. So brainwash in their mind because of some monk are talking to the people. If you criticize to the man, you are bad person. You are go to her next life or similar that. So a lot of people are very afraid to criticize to the man. Nowadays, a lot of people, generation, can criticize to the people. Nowadays, I see on Facebook or YouTube or similar that to criticize a lot to the man. This is not Buddha way. This is not Buddha teaching. This is an bad mad. This is an bad mad attitude, or they never follow yet. Nowadays, in 2001, that in the military region, and rule, and so at the time very different before and nowadays, and very changing. Yeah, I hope so. Generation, yeah, next generation, they were practiced in their mind and to be the good mind or simulated real Buddha teaching. They follow what is Buddha real teaching, what is an brainwash or simulated. Human is a real or not. Nowadays they criticize. It is a very good way for our country. And then later, and so some people are and talking to me. Okay, nowadays we are in seeing a Batman. We don't want to be the Buddhist religion. So at the time I told to them, okay, Buddhist religion or not, it is a matter. The Buddha never found religion. The Buddha only teach you how to try to be the good mind, how to try to be the good attitude, good behavior. Buddha teaching is only the three things: not to do any evil, not to do any evil, to do good thing, to be the purified mind. This is Buddha teaching. So the Buddha never found a religion. But a lot of men are, okay, we are Buddhist religion, bro. We are Buddhist religion. We had to protest Buddha religion. But they never obey the Buddha teaching. They never practice the Buddha teaching. This is a very wrong way. Nowadays, I teach to the every person like this, to teach them. Every media, I taught like that. When they ask me about it as a religion, I teach them like that. Never follow the religion. Only the practice to be the politician. Yeah.
That's a really refreshing and honest answer. I really appreciate you being able to respond in that way. And if I'm hearing you correctly, it sounds like your belief is that through this difficult process, there's going to be a deeper and more authentic understanding of the real Dhamma of Buddha's teachings, and that people that you see it as a really good development that young people are questioning and even openly criticizing monks they would never dream of doing before, because that allows them a sense of agency and exploration in trying to find the true Dhamma. And so through this process, you're seeing that the relationship between the Buddhist teachings and meditation and the next generation of Burmese is going to grow deeper and more authentic as they don't just practice these religious customs, but are actually interacting with it at deeper levels. That's really inspiring if that's true. I think the other danger, and I want to hear your thought on this, is that people, the younger generation, and as they grow older and become middle class society in Burma, assuming that there's stability at some time, that there's just going to be a general disinterest in Buddhism. There's going to be a general mistrust in the Sangha. There's going to be a kind of skepticism and suspicion of the Buddhist teachings themselves as something that is no longer relevant for the modern age, or something that is a traditional society that we no longer need. So, do you feel any concern, or do you see any possibility that in the future in Myanmar, the role of Buddhism, the role of Dhamma, the role of meditation, the role of the Buddhist teachings, that these things are just simply going to become less important, say, in a generation or two generations? Do you see that as a possibility?
I don't see any danger because as you know, today also I taught it online 2 hours. Yeah, young generation a lot of question. Yeah, so they ask me before our country never allow to ask the question to the monk. Only the talking man side. So they understand or not, only the following the man's way. Nowadays we teach that, okay, whatever question you can ask me. Don't be afraid me. Okay, you can criticize me also that we openly. So we asked a lot of questions. So nowadays in they're gonna change. Our country is a problem is, as you know, because of bad system. At the time, a lot of people are very poor because when they are poor at the time they cannot learn. Education also very expensive. So that education also they're not good because only the by heart. Man education and people education, government education not good. Only the by heart. Never thinking in their mind. So the monk also, as you know, our country a lot of monk are traditional monk. This is a mean is who their father and mother want to donate ceremony to be the noblehood, to be the manhood. At the time, and they arrive in a monastery, and then later they live. But their mind is not ready to be the monk. It is a big problem. The monks are very afraid of to be the livelihood, to be the go back to the people side. Oh, I'm in a very poor. When I'm in a livelihood, who I'm in a people life, so I cannot get food or I cannot learn education freely or simulated in their mind. So that poor is not good because that system is very bad. At the time, our country people is very poor and poor. Only the military region side, military region grew richer and richer. Our country our country has a lot of natural resources, but the people not own. Only the controlling by military region side. The people is very poor. This is the biggest problem of our religion. So the mind is not ready. Their mind not ready to be the manhood. So at the time the man never happily in a manhood. Only in their mind is thinking to get the properties. So luxury. Okay, now military region support a lot. Military region why support to the man? Because they have a lot of these three, a lot of natural resources. They are very rich and a million or billionaire. So the monk is thinking, oh, okay, that military region offer me, donate me a lot. So the man never thinking about the people life. What happening? This is our country people are in a very poor. They want to have a job. They never have a job at the time that they are in going to Thailand or Malaysia or another country. Their country is a very subject, very difficult life. Every day is killing buying or another country or inside or beach a lot of problem. But they are not never thinking about the people life. Only the thinking their life. Okay, I'm in a okay. I'm in a very easy life and a mind. So at the time that they forgot to practice meditation. What is a meditation? They never interested in. Only they're trying to get a degree, BA or MA or doctor or PhD. Or they got a we call it Dhamma, one Dhamma, two Dhamma. Some men are in a 10 Dhamma degree. Some men are in a 20 degree. So they are proud of, oh, I have a lot of degree. The people don't know. Oh, our man is an God, BAMA or the Masria or similar that they donate a lot. So they are the monks don't want to practice their mind, don't want to practice peace inside, don't want to practice and then peace outside. They never find a real Buddha missionary. Only they get in disease and concerning the military rule, not democratic rule. If we have a democratic rule, if we can found a federal democracy, federal democratic way, so a lot of people has a higher education can think right way. At the time they can criticize this is an Buddha teaching or not. They can criticize to the man. So I think that this is an if we change our country system, we change our evidence, religions or education or economics or everything will change.
Right. So you're saying that currently and for some time, the system in your country has been corrupt. It's been unethical. And whenever you have a corrupt society, you're rewarding and incentivizing others to behave in a correct and unethical way. And that is not just impacting the lay society, but it's also impacting the monkhood. Even if monks are supposed to follow this higher ethical standard, they are still human and they know that they are being incentivized and also punished in a corrupt society for actions which may have a harmful effect. They may be incentivized to commit, and actions which may be truly helping people and following in the Buddhist teachings, there may be a punishment for that. And so it becomes harder to act in that appropriate way. So I understand your answer as saying that when that if the system of your country is able to change from an unethical and corrupt style to a style that hopefully is more fair and more equitable, that the society will change with that. So that's very inspiring. That's certainly what we're all working towards. And the last question I have to ask you is also very challenging and very controversial. And this is a question concerning the fact that the resistance, for the first time in recent Myanmar history, has become armed. In all previous protests, it's always been, including the Saffron Revolution, which you were a part in 2007, it's always been marked by its nonviolence and its commitment to nonviolent means. However, in the past couple years, this has changed, and much of the resistance, not just the ethnics, but also the Bamar and forming the PDFs or People's Defense Forces, has taken on an armed component and are now engaging in violence back towards the military. This is something that is controversial outside by foreigners who maybe don't understand the situation so much and are concerned that it's as they say it, is violence on both sides, but also for the standing of a monk. I mean, your role and your involvement is very different from lay activists and lay democracy leaders because you have a different ethical standard that you follow. And so when you look at the formation of the PDFs and you see that the resistance movement is now fighting back physically against the military.
Yeah. So we are using non-violent ways in a very long time, yeah. So 2007, as you know, non-violent way, 88 uprising, non-violent way, 1962 to that's 2001 or 2002 or similar like that, yeah, non-violent. Until now, so as you know, in the Sakai area, non-violent way is there and showing in their how can I say they are in a revolution, yeah, uprising on the street, non-violent way. Until now, they show to the world, okay, please help me. The world we are in using a non-violent way. That's a military region. Every time, every day, is killing to the people. That's trying and banning a lot of house, a lot of monastery that are in the West. never watched, never had our country people. So at the time, our country people, generation of BDS or local BDS, and then thinking, okay, that military region every day is killing to the people. How we do? So they decided to, okay, if we protect for the people, so military region cannot kill to the people. So nowadays I think that BDS and local BDS never using the violent way. They are only the product. They are people. So they never have power and gun like the military region. Military region has a lot of gun and using air fighter or similar that. Everything they using. Our people never has any gun like in the military region. Only that they are in trying to get, trying to buy or similar that. Very difficult product. They sacrifice their life only the protest way. I think in my mind that periods and local periods and alternate or similar that. They never use in a non-violent way, only the protest way. If the what, American or Europe or similar that, if they can protect, our country will be the peaceful way is very quickly. Yeah. So now a lot of country are and never heard for the people. Our country is in a big problem. As you know, Russia support a lot of weapon to military region. China also support to a lot of weapon. Singapore also, Singapore government, also the Israel government selling to the military region. But our people side never country by selling to our people, never support, never heard to our people, BDS, local BDS. So our people, our BDS, our local BDS are attended also only the protest way, not violent ways.
Right. Thanks for that. So, as a Buddhist monk, do you have concerns, or what are your feelings about how you're seeing the rise of violence on both sides, and of this new this uh, this the development of the people starting to resist in a violent way? How does that make you feel, just emotionally?
Yeah, nowadays already talking to the people, only the protest way and not to do like it in military region you rule, yes. To always the talking from the media side, and also when they catch the military region soldier, they never kill. So they feed or similar that, yeah. Okay, if they want to come to the mess out or Thailand or similar that, yeah, they send to the and and Thailand border or similar that, yeah. They never kill like in a military region. Military region catch animals that our people or BDS they kill. We have a lot of data, yeah, from their military region pong or similar that they kill and they raid and they destroy everything. Violence way they do in the military region side. Our people, period or local periods or that's at the side is never doing the violent ways, only the broadest way. Yeah.
Well, I really thank you for all the time that you spent with us today and your answers to these really difficult questions. I'm really impressed by the honesty and the reflection and the depth that you've provided. I've learned a lot, and I'm really thankful, not just for you taking the time to share these thoughts with us, but for also the role and everything that you're doing as a Buddhist monk who is continuing to follow the Buddhist teachings and to practice meditation, to follow the Vinaya and all of that, while also your involvement in this really difficult political reality, which is affecting so many millions in Myanmar right now. And you're just one person, but you're doing so much in the role that you're in. And it's been wonderful to hear about. So thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for your time and to sharing about what happened in our country, real situation, about that our country in Buddhism or tradition or similar like that. Yeah. You have a media you can share. At the time, I'm also very happily you are having for our country. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Many of you are quite familiar with our nonprofit, Better Burma, which was formed in the weeks following the military coup and carries out humanitarian missions around the country. But did you know that we also have a shop that carries handicrafts sourced from artisan communities throughout Myanmar? We take great pride in all of our products being 100% Myanmar made, from the materials to the design to the workmanship. From the thanaka artfully incorporated on the dolls' faces to the cats and frogs wearing scarves made of traditional Lungji fabric, they all clearly show they were made in the Golden Land. So your gift will bring a little bit of authentic Myanmar into the home of its recipient, and even if just a little, will help keep the people and culture alive in our hearts. And most importantly, your purchase will not only support the livelihood of the artisans, but also help fund our wider humanitarian and media missions. Please take a moment to visit our shop at alokacrafts.com. That's Aloka, A-L-O-K-A, crafts, C-R-A-F-T-S, one word.com. Of course, as is your preference, you can also consider making a donation through our normal channels. If you would like to join in our mission to support those in Myanmar who are being impacted by the military coup, we welcome your contribution in any form, currency, or transfer method. Your donation will go on to support a wide range of humanitarian and media missions, aiding those local communities who need it most. Donations are directed to such causes as the Civil Disobedience Movement, CDM, families of deceased victims, internally displaced person IDP camps, food for impoverished communities, military defection campaigns, undercover journalists, refugee camps, monasteries and nunneries, education initiatives, the purchasing of protective equipment and medical supplies, COVID relief, and more. We also make sure that our donation fund supports a diverse range of religious and ethnic groups across the country. We invite you to visit our website to learn more about past projects as well as upcoming needs. You can give a general donation or earmark your contribution to a specific activity or project you would like to support, perhaps even something you heard about in this very episode. All of this humanitarian work is carried out by our nonprofit mission, Better Burma. Any donation you give on our Insight Myanmar website is directed towards this fund. Alternatively, you can also visit the Better Burma website, betterburma.org, and donate directly there. In either case, your donation goes to the same cause, and both websites accept credit card. You can also give via PayPal by going to paypal.me/betterburma. Additionally, we can take donations through Patreon, Venmo, GoFundMe, and Cash App. Simply search Better Burma on each platform and you'll find our account. You can also visit either website for specific links to these respective accounts or email us at info@betterburma.org. That's Better Burma, one word, spelled BETTERBURMA.org. If you would like to give it another way, please contact us. We also invite you to check out our range of handicrafts that are sourced from vulnerable artisan communities across Myanmar, available at alokacrafts.com. Any purchase will not only support these artisan communities, but also our nonprofit's wider mission. That's Aloka Crafts, spelled ALOKACRAFTS, one word, alokacrafts.com. Thank you so much for your kind consideration and support.